Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
When we talk about Trump's tariffs, what we are actually discussing is an assault. It's an assault on Irish workers, global workers. It's an assault on our industries, and it's an assault on the communities that have been built up around them. When we talk about Trump, we have to remember who we're talking about. Sometimes I think he's afforded too much credit. We're saying, well, what exactly does he want? How can we negotiate? When actually what we're dealing with a person who's just lost in vanity. We're dealing with somebody who is monstrous in their intent, and what he's looking for is chaos. Chaos on a global scale, and through that chaos what he's looking for people is to come to him and be meek. Be meek for his own sense of corruption, his own sense of power, and that should always be the fore of our thoughts. But in that chaos merchant, what he's doing is, in terms of instilling the global tariffs and creating global disorder, he also has aligned that also with the removal of US aid. And US aid is something that has been really important on a multitude of different fronts. So when the tariffs are impacting us, we're also going to be met with the consequences of the removal of global US aid. Those programs endangers millions, US aid endangers millions of people worldwide, especially those relying on health and humanitarian assistance. There are critical health initiatives involved, such as combating malaria, tuberculosis, HIV, AIDS, all at risk of potentially leading to more deaths and disease outbreaks globally. Reducing funding for emergency aid worsens the suffering in war-torn regions during natural disasters. They prevent the education of young girls and women, preventing local economic growth that will be disrupted, and also hindering long-term global progress. Taking away US aid will reduce the stability. US aid has helped stabilise conflict zones and have prevented extremism. Cuts to US aid will lead to global instability. Decreased global cooperation. USAID has been a primary contact within the US and other regions. Its reductions weakens that engagement to the rest of the world. By halting those programs that address the root cause of migration, of global poverty and violence, all of us are going to be impacted on a multitude of fronts. The EU needs to take that seriously alongside the tariffs. We need to step up where need be, knowing that we too will be impacted in a multitude of different ways. When we talk about the tariffs, we need to express solidarity with the workers who are going to be impacted by them. In an Irish context, that requires more than words. It requires reassurance and know that the state will step in support where necessary. And I suppose it's also an acknowledgement that for us, everything has changed now. There is no going back to the world that we knew several months ago. So within that, we need to be able to reorientate ourselves, build new alliances, see ourselves differently outside of the shadow of the United States. That requires courage. Courage in terms of how we legislate, how we see our space in the world, and how we're willing to stand up and defend that. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.